are a lot of factors which are just useless also about LinkedIn, but that's not really important. The fact that you guys want us to speak about the benefits, so we'll rather focus on the benefits aspect over here. We have Carol from our team, who's the client relationships manager, who's joined us on the call. We'll soon have one more member of our team, Afreen, would be joining in. So to begin with, Carol, okay, before Carol starts off, I'd like to know what year are you guys pursuing your graduation in, second year, third year?
So we have degree college people, FY, SY, and TY.
FY. All right. So has any one of you guys ever had an opportunity of using LinkedIn personally? Is there anyone on the call who has ever used LinkedIn?
Yes,
No,
sir.
sir.
Krisha Shah, no one has used LinkedIn ever before. Okay, Mansi just raised her hand that she's used LinkedIn. Dhruvi also. Okay, some Kesavan. All right. So, guys, those of you who've used LinkedIn before, can you share your inputs, your experience, and what do you feel? How useful was it for you whenever it is that you used it? Anyone?
Okay, I feel like it's a motivating platform. Like you can see so many people achieving so many things, so you get motivated.
And
All.
also it's opportunity to various kind of people who have interest.
Mhm.
And yeah.
Krisha, you've been looking into your phone screen. Let me understand. You've got any idea about LinkedIn, the fact that you're joining this meeting? Which year are you in, if I may ask you, Krisha? Sorry? You're in your first year right now. Okay. So, guys, I think it'll be a little too soon for you guys to be operating a LinkedIn account. But nevertheless, I'll have Carol take you forward from here in terms of being a student at this age that you are at. What exactly is LinkedIn? So, Carol, I would want you to begin with sharing with these students as to what really is LinkedIn, number one, and then we'll proceed to the second point. So I'll go on mute, Carol. You can give them a little bit of little heads up as to what really is LinkedIn. How different is it from Naukri.com? How different is it from other social networking sites like a Facebook or a Twitter or an Instagram? So let's begin, Carol. Carol, am I audible? You're on mute. You're on mute. We are unable to hear you. Carol, we are unable to hear you, my friend. I think she's facing some technical difficulty. Let's. Okay, guys, Carol will be back again with us in a moment. In the meanwhile, I'll take you through some of the benefits of LinkedIn. Firstly, I'll try to tell you how is it different from a Naukri.com or how is it different from any other social networking sites. So let's say, for example, Dikshita here, who's actually arranged the seminar. Let's say, for example, she's just passed out her graduation, okay, and before actually being able to, pass out from a college, she's had an opportunity to do an internship, say with a human resources firm for a period of 1 year, where she's had a chance of having learned multiple things. She's gotten good exposure in the industry. She's been able to make good contacts. But that is something which only and only Dikshita knows about. She's had this exposure. Now, how is it that Dikshita presents this particular facet or this particular aspect about her learning to the world of recruiters or the world of companies that are out there looking for young professionals like yourself? So there are various platforms. Now, the most obvious platform that a person thinks of at the time of applying for a job is probably a naukri.com or a monster.com, where people end up making a one pager CV and they upload it over there, and then they expect someone to give them a call and maybe arrange an interview for them. How LinkedIn is different is Dikshita can enlist over there. It will provide you an opportunity. It will provide you with features to enlist a lot of other things over there. Like, for example, if she creates a LinkedIn account, you can post a very nice professional photo of yourself to begin with. Thereafter, you can give a brief description about the college that you've studied at. Under that, you can further scroll and enlist the number of campaigns probably that you've handled while you were at your college. Not only that, now Dikshita has written, say, probably 3 4 paragraphs of things that she's done for our college while she was associated with them. But at the same time, there is no one to validate the same thing for her. So LinkedIn is a platform wherein what she can also do is she can have people come and validate that for her. So when a job seeker will look at her profile on a LinkedIn, what they can also see is the recommendations that her college personnel has posted underneath whatever she's written over there. XYZ, whatever it is that she's written, she can also write the same thing on a CV. But underneath the CV, there is no one who's going to come and write validations under it. So that is one of the key benefits of starting young when it comes to LinkedIn. So whatever it is that maybe a Krisha or a Sid or a Dikshita you guys are doing at your college, or whatever it is that you are doing with your companies where you're interning right now, you guys can post this on your LinkedIn page, and you can have people, if you're performing well, your superiors come down and write a review underneath the same. So that is one of the crucial aspects. Now, say for example, if Sid over here is interning with Reliance or maybe Tata Consultancy Services, or perhaps he's interning with my organization, Transcendence Human Resources. See, he's completed 6 months of internship with my organization. We are into human resources. So he will get an opportunity to interact with a lot of clients. Sorry? Okay, I'll move on. So Sid here, having interned with my organization, will get an opportunity to interact during the course of his internship with a lot of clients in the form of Citibank, Tata Consultancy Services, L&T Infotech, so on and so forth, Synchrony Financial, Sintel. There are a world of companies that Sid will get an opportunity to interact with. Now, what happens when Sid completes his internship and moves out of my organization? How does he continue to maintain those connections that he built during the course of his internship with us? LinkedIn is one particular channel or platform which will help him do so. Say, for example, the 40 or 50 odd companies that he managed to come in contact with during the course of his internship, he can reach out to those clients and he can tell them, you know what, I have just created my LinkedIn profile. I have updated over there what is it that I was doing with Transcendence during that period of 6 months. How about you come and write me a review? It will really help me out in future when I'm looking forward to, find a new job after my graduation. So over here, the connections that you build and the reviews that they write for you, they really come handy in future when you're looking for a job. Not only in the immediate future, say said after 10 years down the line, when you are at the age of say probably 29, 30, and you get a good opportunity to find for yourself a good job, or you manage to uh, schedule a good interview for yourself. So trust me, the interviewers, recruiters, because we are recruiters ourselves, the first thing that a recruiter does is not really go through your CV, but they happen to check your LinkedIn profile first to see the number of people that you worked with and what they have to say about you. Now, say for example, Dikshita here, she's working with XYZ organization. She's been working there for a period of 2 years. She's not actively looking out for a job, but she will get an option on LinkedIn to click on I'm interested. If she sees a particular job opening over there and she clicks on I'm interested, so what would happen is LinkedIn will continue to notify her as and when there is a similar job posted by any company or any recruiter on LinkedIn. It's a different thing if she's interested or if she's not interested. But she'll LinkedIn will continue to notify her about similar jobs. So whenever it is that she comes across something which suits her sensibilities and her needs, all she needs to do is apply for the same via LinkedIn. So whichever industry in future that you're working in, LinkedIn will help you keep abreast with the happenings, the latest trends, the latest technologies, the latest softwares, the latest happenings in that particular industry. That is how it is different from a Facebook. That is how it is different from a Naukri. I have been speaking for a while now. Carol, if you're audible, I will like you to share a few benefits of LinkedIn with all the people who have joined us.
Yes, I'm so sorry about all that. Can you all hear me now?
Yes.
Can you all hear me? Okay. So, guys, just to add up whatever Brendon just said, so let me talk about the benefits that you all have as a student for making an account on LinkedIn. I hope you all can hear me.
Wow. Yes, we can.
Okay. So the first benefit is, LinkedIn, as you all know, will help you in a lot of other ways. Like you all can, so basically, for someone who's looking out for an opportunity, LinkedIn is one of the best platforms to do so. So basically, LinkedIn will help you build your network first. Second, you can research companies and its employees before applying for an opportunity. It can help you to tap into industry news. Yes. So
So
you
you
are
are
mute.
on mute.
Sir, you are on mute.
I'm so sorry. Am I audible now? So I'd like to elaborate on the point what Carol just mentioned, that it will help you not just to apply for a job, but also to perform your due diligence and research about a particular organization that you're about to join in the future. So say for example, Sohail over here who's just joined us, say he happens to land a good job opportunity with a particular organization. The name of that organization could be anything, XYZ. And Sohail has already cleared his interviews. Now he wants to make up his mind whether or not he really wants to join or not join that particular organization. So with the connections that he has on LinkedIn or with the people who are already working in that organization, he can connect with them, try to find out the reviews, what kind of a work environment that organization is offering to its employees, what are the benefits that the organization is offering to the employees, what is the work culture over there, how genuine that organization is, so on and so forth. Whatever questions that you might have, you can connect with the people who are working in that company and then arrive at a well informed decision in future whether or not you should take it up or otherwise. Carol, you can proceed. You're on mute, Carol.
Yes, fine. So the other benefit that you can find is you can connect with other students. Y'all, firstly, you can connect with other students. You can get recommendations. You can connect with other professionals. You can get job email alerts on LinkedIn. So for example, if you've created your profile, whatever interests you've shown on your profile, LinkedIn will send email alerts to you. And that is how it can help you to find a job that suits your interests.
Sensibilities and requirements.
Yes.
So, what Carol implies is that in terms of notifications, what LinkedIn does is they have a feature. So, every website that way has this particular feature. They have a tendency to observe what is it that you are actually navigating and browsing. So, if you stop on a particular article or if you happen to stop on a particular job post, and say you happen to read it, you've spent 180 seconds, maybe 3 to 4 minutes on that particular segment of that page. So what LinkedIn will do, it will understand that, Dikshita stopped on this page on this particular article for a period of 3 minutes. So that implies that she is interested. She at least gave it a read. She actually stopped, paused over there. So LinkedIn will observe this, they will note it, and they will continue to notify her by means of a registered email address by sending her notifications which are relevant to the post at which she had paused and read. That way, Dikshita doesn't have to always go online to look for a job that interests her. LinkedIn is helping her side by side by sending her notifications real time. So they will try to understand your sensibilities. Actually, every particular website does that, not just LinkedIn. Yeah. Sorry to have interrupted, Carol. I've made my point. You can go on, please.
Yes. So the other benefit that you all have as a student is exposure. So LinkedIn gives you a lot of exposure. There are professionals. So LinkedIn, what y'all can do is you observe new trends and how industry leaders go about doing things. Like y'all can refer a few LinkedIn profiles that will really help you all to understand how LinkedIn works and how LinkedIn can help you. LinkedIn is a great network to learn from your industry professionals as to what exactly is going on your profile, how do you want to build your profile, and also LinkedIn will help you create your identity in the professional world. Like, for example, once you have a LinkedIn account, when you search and even Google, your profile will show up. Your LinkedIn profile is your identity to companies, universities, colleges, and people who you want to stay connected with. So it will help you transit from a student to a professional.
When you actually happen to graduate from wherever it is that you're studying at this point of time, a lot of you guys might be wanting to pursue post graduation in the future. A lot of people like Ayhan, who's here on the line, must be clueless as to what they do after they graduate from their colleges. We have Sohail here, who I'm sure is entirely clueless what he wants to do, or must be having a millions of ideas, but doesn't really know which one to really go after. So let me tell you this: that job recruiters, headhunters, managers, they're all out there on LinkedIn. So 87% of recruiters. So every company has a recruitment team, right? Every company has a recruitment team. Sohail, if I may ask you, which company your father is a part of, if you are okay sharing that with us.
Sorry,
Which organization your father is a part of, if I may ask you?
it's BSL, British Scaffolding Limited.
So they must be having their own recruitment team, right? They must be
Yeah,
hiring, it must be at least a 5,000 seater organization, and this they must be hiring like 150, 200 people on a month basis, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah, correct.
Okay. So, Dikshita, Sohail, Ayan, Riya, Mansi, the people, the faces that I see on my screen right now, where do you think these recruiters or these, HR professionals, these people manage to find their people from for their organizations? Where do they manage to get the right talent from? So, one of the most basic tools or platforms that they happen to use is LinkedIn. So in future, whenever it is that you're looking out for a job, of course, Naukri.com helps, but to a certain extent. But LinkedIn would give you, will add multiple dimensions to your job search. We as recruiters, we as HR consultants, we hire for over 48, 50 companies. But then the most appropriate search results that we happen to find is through LinkedIn, especially when it comes to senior level jobs. So, for example, if Sohail's father is looking for a vice president for his organization, he wouldn't just be able to step out of his house and walk two streets and be able to find a vice president. Getting my point?
Yes, yes.
Most senior level positions, you will be able to find such professionals only and only on LinkedIn. It allows you a feature wherein you can post jobs, you can give it a small boost, and that job promotion will reach to millions of people across India, and those who are relevant, those who are eligible might be able to find the right job for themselves. So in leadership hiring, as and when as a professional, we were talking about Sid some time ago. So Sid, this is his age when he will be doing internship. But 10 years from now, I'm sure if everything goes well for his career, he will be working in a good managerial leadership role with wherever he's working in whichever industry he's working. At that point of time, what happens is when you've reached a certain point in your careers, when you've reached the presidential rank or the vice presidential rank or the managerial ranks, what happens is the jobs become limited. You want to look out for a job, but given the designation that you're on, given the salary that you're on, your options are very limited. That is when LinkedIn comes handy for you. So, completed my point. I'll have Carol take it forward to the next point over here.
Yes. So just to share a few tips on how to create a LinkedIn profile as a student. First, what you'll be doing is joining groups and following companies that you share an interest in. Don't forget to complete your profile. A lot of students happen to do that. They do not complete their profile. You can use LinkedIn as an extended CV and include as much information as you can prove to employers that you're a well-rounded individual with a lot of skills. And LinkedIn, you often join the first year of university so that you can show a progression across your 3 years of studying, your entire journey.
Career
You
progression
can,
is something which you need to note down over here. So everything that you've achieved in your career should go on your LinkedIn profile. So every small achievement to every big achievement, it helps someone who is observing your profile or someone who's trying to hire you in the future be able to assess that as an individual, as an employee, or as a professional, how much is it that you have advanced in your life, how much it is that you've progressed. So say for example, if Pratham here in his life is at the same level for a period of 5 years, and on the other hand, Dikshita here in that particular 5 years, she's gone from strength to strength. So as a recruiter or as an organization, someone will prefer hiring Dikshita over a Pratham. This is just a hypothetical example I'm giving you. Pratham, nothing against you. So this is just an example. So you have to keep mentioning how do you keep progressing in your career. So every 3 months, 4 months, anything new that you've learned, anything new that you've achieved, be it the smallest of thing, it really matters when you put it down over there. And if you have someone write a review underneath it, it matters even more because that gets you credibility. Carol, I would want you to take that point of, okay, I'll cover it myself. Anyone has heard of the terms SEO, search engine optimization?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Sohail, would you be able to elaborate on the same?
I
It's
just
okay.
know the full form, Brent.
It's
I just
totally
know the full form. Nothing much.
okay. No worries,
Yeah.
no worries. Search engine optimization. So what happens is, say for example, uh, I see Pratham here, see on my screen again. He doesn't go away. So say if in future Pratham happens to start an organization, he happens to build a company, and one of the most basic things that he'll be required to do would be to build a website for his organization and put it up over the internet. Okay. The name of his organization could be Devecha Enterprises. So now what happens is, as a user, if I put the words Devecha on Google as my keywords, so his website might probably come on the third or the fourth page, maybe on number 160 in the list of search results that I'm getting. Understood? So far, so good. Now from that 160th rank to get it to the first page on top of the list of search results, that process is called search engine optimization. So when you are registered with LinkedIn, the fact that LinkedIn is integrated with Google. So say for example, if Sohail Dangra here, he has a profile on LinkedIn by the name of Sohail Dangra. बहुत लोग होते हैं जो फेसबुक पे कुछ भी नाम लिख देते हैं, क्रेजी सिद, अमेजिंग अयान, वैसा नहीं करना है लिंक्डइन पे. वी कैन नॉट रियली डू दैट. ठीक है. सो say for example, Sohail ने अपना CV बनाया, he builds a CV and he puts it up on LinkedIn. So the name of his profile is Sohail Dangra and the name of his college probably after that. The fact that LinkedIn is integrated with Google, so if anyone were to type the names or type the words Sohail Dangra and Google keywords, Google का जो search box होता है, so in the results that you will get over there, अगर उसका LinkedIn पे profile updated है Sohail का, I think in amongst the first 4 search results, you will get his LinkedIn profile. So that is one another advantage of getting your profile updated on LinkedIn because it is integrated with Google. So if anyone were to search for you on Google, तुम्हारा LinkedIn का profile का वहाँ result आ जाएगा. And when that person clicks on it, so your LinkedIn page will open up where whatever it is that you have posted, the person can go through it. Okay, Carol and I will take a small break over here. When I say break, we aren't really leaving the call. Afreen, are you there on the line with us?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Afreen, before we take this session any further, I would want you to elaborate. So what has happened is over the last 30 minutes of this conversation, we have drifted to various advantages of LinkedIn, which are not really relevant to the student category. So I would want you to just take them through advantages of LinkedIn, which are relevant to them, relevant to a student. If you can just help us out with that.
All right. Hi, everyone. So I'm here to share benefits as to why a student must have a LinkedIn profile. So there are a lot of confusions relating to LinkedIn. Some people see it as a social media network like Facebook, while others view it as a job board. So both assumptions and correct to a certain extent, but unlike Facebook, LinkedIn is more geared towards professionals, and unlike most job boards, LinkedIn does not just allow you to search for openings. In our opinion, LinkedIn is an invaluable resource for students, but to help convince you, here are top 5 reasons. Say benefit number one would be to build a strong network of professional contacts. So, getting ahead in any career is as much about who you know as it to about what you know. Starting by connecting with your peers and university lecturers, then branch out into the industry that you want to work in. So you never know when a connection will come in handy, and the bigger your network, the more your chance you have of being referred to a job board. The second pointer would be to get job alerts. So while LinkedIn is about much more than just searching for jobs, it is still incredibly useful when it comes to finding your next position, which LinkedIn particularly useful. It's useful for students. You can program LinkedIn to send you job alerts for certain companies, industries, or specific job titles, so that you'll never miss out on any great opportunity again. Uh, so the third pointer would be let the companies find you. These days, when you apply for a job, your prospective employer will no doubt conduct an interest search into you. They'll go through your CV. Students get a bad rapport building over their social media presence as well sometimes. So by having a LinkedIn account as a student, you can show an entirely different and a more of a professional you, a side to yourself. Having a LinkedIn account allow companies to find you with ease, and most importantly, to find the information that you want them to find. So the fourth pointer we'd say is to prepare for the interviews. So interviews are always nerve wracking, but by having an account on LinkedIn, you can conduct your own research into the company and the employer, so that you can go into your interview feeling as prepared as possible. The fifth pointer here could be to prove your dedication towards the work. Having a LinkedIn account as a student proves you that you are dedicated to pursuing a career. So, by being specific in your summary and connecting with people in the field that you'd like to end up in, you prove that you are putting in the time and effort required to succeed in your career, the chosen career. I think I'm good here, sir.
Yeah, I think Afreen, you're good. So the 5 points that she gave was, I'll just go through the points very briefly and elaborate if required. So the first point that she said is that there's a lot of confusion. A lot of people happen to mistake LinkedIn for a normal social networking platform like a Facebook, which isn't really the case. It is very, very, very different from what a Facebook does. So Facebook is technically crap. So, like for example, the other day I was going through a profile. There's this person Ayan on the line over here with us, and I was going through his Facebook profile. I had his phone in my hand, and I could see 2,500 friends in his friend list. This person does not know more than 10 people in his life because I know him personally. So that is what Facebook does. तुम्हें वहाँ पे friend list में दिखाएंगे 2,500 people, but you really don't know any one of them. So LinkedIn differs that way. And the connections over here, those aren't real connections. But what really happens is, I gave an example before. I gave an example, I suppose, 10 minutes ago on this particular call that say for example, where's that guy yaar who Sid yahan pe hai. Say for example, if Sid has interned with my organization for a period of 6 months and he happens to come in contact with 40, 50 odd companies and clients. So even 5 years down the lane, Sid, if in case you happen to change your industry, switch your industry, you can still remain connected with these people on LinkedIn. You can see where they are going, the people that you happen to be in connection with. at the time you were interning with my organization, and they can also continue to follow you on LinkedIn as to where your career is leading you. If in future, say for example, one of those connections happens to be at an organization where he or she can influence you, being able to crack an interview and join that particular organization, it will help you. So a connection might not help you at this particular point of time, but can help you maybe in future, or may just not be helpful at all. But it is through connections that you will be able to, through that person, probably he can connect you or introduce you to someone else who might prove useful to you. So in your professional life, that is how LinkedIn really comes in handy. The second point that Afreen mentioned was, that you get job alerts. I think we covered that point as well. That if Dikshita stops on a particular job, pauses and reads, so LinkedIn will observe the fact that she stopped over here. So that implies that as per her sensibilities, we should continue to notify her about similar job openings. So they will keep spamming your inbox with those same kind of jobs. They may be useful, they may not be useful, but LinkedIn will keep doing its job for you. So job alerts, and the one thing that separates a Naukri.com from a LinkedIn is that LinkedIn allows the companies to find you rather than you finding companies. So that's the good part about it. So when your profile is there and you actually take the paid services and make it a premium profile, and you have used the right keywords over there, the companies will come looking at your profile rather than you having to go out there in the market and look for a job and visiting consultants. Having said that, that is impactful for my business. So please, consultants are quite important. Nevertheless, moving on. Uh, the good part is that on your homepage, when you're actually scrolling on your homepage, you get to know about a lot of interview tips. These are just random articles or notes that people have randomly left over there, thinking that people will give 200 likes, etc. But the whole point is, as an individual, you can pick up good practices, because there are a lot of people who happen to crack interviews with companies with the likes of Google, and cracking a Google interview is not as easy as it looks, because their selection criteria is really stringent. So the other day when I was scrolling on my LinkedIn page, I came across this particular article. So there was this person who had cracked an interview with Google, and he had mentioned how he had mentioned the process over there in that article, that how he managed to do so. No, I read it. It does me no benefit in reading it, but it helped. But when I read it, I can possibly pass on that information to someone who visits my organization to give an interview for a different client, like a Citibank or a TCS, because this information helped someone clear a fucking Google interview. So passing it on to someone else who is applying for a lesser known organization will anyways be helpful. So that's how it works. And the last point that Afreen mentioned was that it helps you prove your dedication. So all said and done, if you have a LinkedIn profile, it makes you look a little more professional, more than anything else. So in your resume, if in your hobby, so there are two things that you can do in your resume. You can mention hobbies, and you can mention the cliched reading, writing, and you've never read in your life, but you've still written in your resume, I like reading. So yeah, you can either write this particular segment, hobbies wala column, or you can maybe attach a link of your LinkedIn profile. So as an interviewer, I will definitely be a little more compelled to look at the CV, or I will be more intrigued in looking at the CV that is put in a LinkedIn, URL over there, rather than someone who's just made a normal cliched CV. Because if I see that Ayan here has mentioned the LinkedIn URL, I'll be it puts across an impression, if you get what I'm trying to say. कि ये बंदा थोड़ा serious है. I know for a matter of fact, because I know him personally, that he doesn't give a shit and he's not serious. But an interviewer doesn't know that. Interviewer isn't really aware about it. So it allows you to fake an impression, all said and done. So funny aspects aside, Karen, you can Carol, you can continue.
Okay, so I guess we are done covering the bit of how beneficial LinkedIn is for a student. So now if I talk as a businesswoman, how beneficial is LinkedIn to me? So so a LinkedIn company page gives a business an opportunity to promote the products and services that we offer. First,
You,
second, recruit
Carol, your voice is breaking.
Okay. Is it better now?
Yes.
Yeah. So basically, what the benefits that I have as a company. So first, it will help me promote the product and services that we offer. Second is we can recruit new talent. Third, share important and interesting, useful updates on the profile. So first thing first is the brand perception. As the popularity of the platform continues to rise, many businesses are judged by their online presence. So if I, as a business, choose to open a LinkedIn account, I have full editorial rights to variety of updates as to what I want to show as a company, what kind of a brand perception I want to create. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes. So these include a platform to showcase the services and promote news, as well as, it helps me keep an eye on how others are speaking about my company, which is through reviews and testimonials. So this is the first benefit. It helps me create a brand perception as to how I want my company to look like on LinkedIn, considering what my preference is. Over to you. Over to you, Brendon, sir.
Actually, we couldn't really hear you very well. If guys, were you able to understand what you just said?
Oh, you want me to repeat?
Yes, please, because you weren't really audible.
Okay. So what I was talking about is a brand perception. The first and the most important one that LinkedIn offers as a company. So what I mentioned was, considering how popular the platform is and how it is rising, many businesses are judged on their online presence, and people searching for your business on LinkedIn is no different. So if I, as a company, choose to open a LinkedIn account page, it gives me full editorial rights to what I want to show as a company, what services we offer, what I want to promote as a news. And it also helps me keep an eye on how others are speaking about the company page that I have, which is through reviews and testimonials. So this is what I was talking about, brand perception.
Fair point. Brand perception. So basically, there are two-way benefits of LinkedIn. One is that for an individual job seeker, if you are an individual job seeker, of course, LinkedIn will offer you the world of benefits that we just discussed. And apart from that, if you're running a business, over there also it will help you. So not only is LinkedIn designed in a way to help individual job seekers, but it is designed in such a way that it will help businesses also. Like, for example, if I were to talk about my organization, if I were to hire someone for my organization for the role of a human resource executive, HR associate, I can make the most out of LinkedIn by being able to select the right talent from the right industry, people who come with good HR or human resources experience. That is, and that is a business. That is a benefit that I have as a businessman. The second benefit that I have from LinkedIn as a businessman is the fact that if I'm looking forward to close a really difficult leadership position, say for example, the data scientist or a vice president or a president for a particular organization, I can always post a job on LinkedIn as an employer. I can register them with them as an employer. I can post a job, give it a small boost, and that job opening will travel throughout our country. It will reach, and we have an option wherein we can select a certain budget. Against that budget, how many people are able to view your job and how far the word travels, that's completely up to the budget that you can select. A very minimal budget, as small as 100 or 200 rupees a day, can help your job post reach millions of people and allow me to get appropriate results and appropriate candidates applying for the job that I've posted. So over here in this particular thing, I am benefiting as an organization, as a businessman using LinkedIn. And on the other hand, Sohail and an Ayan, they are benefiting by means of being able to view my job post that I've posted and probably applying for it. So it's designed in such a way that it will help businesses, it will help individuals, it will help organizations. If you see every organization, the biggest of them, be it a Facebook, or be it a Google, be it a Microsoft, the biggest of organizations, be it in any industry, they all have a LinkedIn page. They all have a LinkedIn account. Why? Because it is required for them to continue to share updates about their organizations via LinkedIn so that the people out there in the world, people like ourselves, continue to know what they are doing as an organization. So that keeps It helps them basically continue to build their brand. It helps them continue to, maintain, what do you say, the image of their brand. A lot of companies like Tata, for example, they are involved in a lot of social work. They believe in giving a lot back to the community. How do they share it with us? It cannot be by means of a newspaper. And if they do it on Instagram, it will be the wrong platform to do so. Because if they're doing something noble, if they're doing something for the society, you cannot really post it on Facebook and you cannot really post it on Instagram. It'll look foolish to do so. So what is the platform where they can do so and share this information? It'll be a LinkedIn where they can do so. Say for example, if Dikshita here, she happens to engage with her college in a certain, say for example, she happens to tie up with an NGO. She brings an NGO to her college. That NGO is able to benefit by tying up with the college. Fair enough. That NGO will post it on its LinkedIn profile. What Dikshita can do is Dikshita can post the same on her LinkedIn profile under her achievements.
Okay.
So everyone who is engaged in the process is being able to make something out of it for themselves. Anyone over here who's actually spent some time and built a LinkedIn account for themselves? Freen, why don't you share some tips if you can, that can help people create a good, concise and a simple and short LinkedIn account that can also be useful. Some basic tips if you can.
Okay. So guys, here are some basic tips creating a LinkedIn account profile. So use a professional profile picture would be
Freen, go as possible so that people are able to pick up what you're trying to say.
all right. I'm so sorry, guys. So use a professional profile picture. Join groups and follow companies that you share an interest in. Then another pointer would be don't forget to complete your profile. There are certain times where y'all just have to write what you guys write. It's like you don't complete the entire profile and leave some pointers where which looks blank, and that doesn't really look nice when your profile is being viewed. So use it as an extended CV and include as much as information as you can to prove to employers that you are a well-rounded individual with a multitude of skills that you could put to good use in the workplace. Also, join LinkedIn in your first year of university. That would be really, really helpful, so that you can show a progression across your 3 years of studying that you've been studying, and begin building up a strong network as soon as you have completed your profile. Don't. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Oh. So another pointer would be don't just leave your account sitting dormant, and make the most of it and start building those all important connections. I think that should help.
Okay, so I'll just elaborate on the points that Afreen said. It's very basic. So the first point that she said was use a professional profile picture. So when you're creating a LinkedIn account, you cannot really post a picture over there where you're, having a glass of beer in your hand and you're standing next to a swimming pool. Doesn't really work like that. That's common sense. Okay, guys, refrain from doing so. Professional profile picture. Specs, thoda sa, just well groomed. Even if you don't have specs, people with specs, they have, it is a research that says that people who wear specs glasses, they have a higher chances of coming across as a professional person as
Yeah,
opposed to
looking nerdy and all.
yeah. Okay, and the next point that Afreen said was that don't forget to complete your profile. So do not leave it incomplete when you're building your profile on LinkedIn. It will continue to tell you 20% complete, 30% complete, 70% complete. So follow the entire process till the point where it says 100% complete, because it knows what it is doing and it will take you to the 100% completion point yourself. So do not leave an incomplete profile because even that looks unprofessional, in short. And if you really want to get the best benefits out of LinkedIn, it only makes sense that you have a complete, well rounded profile that you've posted over there. And It also allows you a feature where apart from building a profile, you can attach a CV as well over there, your resume. So do not lose out on doing so. So what happens is you can any which ways mention all the information in your profile, but a profile can go on and on for like 5,000, 6,000, 10,000 words. What a CV does is you can cut down that information, restrict it to only the important points, and probably snip it down to 2,000 words or 2,000 word count, and then post a CV also. Because what a recruiter first does is a person who is looking at or looking forward to hiring you is they have a look at your CV. It is only if your CV is intriguing is when they will actually then come back to your profile. It doesn't way happen the other way around. Profile देख के CV पे नहीं आते लोग पहले CV देखते हैं and then they come to your profile. And all said and done, uh, when you join LinkedIn, do not join groups that are useless, that do not appeal to your sensibilities. If you're planning to build a career in human resources or if in marketing or if in engineering, follow relevant groups. समझ रहे हो आपको मेडिकल में जाना है लेकिन तुम ह्यूमन रिसोर्सेज का ग्रुप फॉलो कर रहे हो, नो पॉइंट, डोंट डू दैट, यू विल गेट स्पैम्ड and you'll end up uninstalling LinkedIn from your phone, so don't do so. So if for example तुम्हें जाना है marketing में, तो follow marketing groups, so the notifications, job alerts also that you will be getting will be relevant to what you are looking out for. तुम्हें banking में जाना है और तुम engineering group follow कर रहे हो, तो better uninstall LinkedIn, it doesn't serve your needs. So a lot of people are already on their phones because we've been blabbering here for the last 50 minutes. So I like to now take questions from you guys, if at all you guys have any questions. And I need to have some water thereafter. Any questions, guys? We have Carol and Afreen to answer them for you.
Guys, you can shoot up your questions in chat box.
It's okay, we can take it without having to put it in the chat box.
Also, I had one question. Like, as a recruiter, what are the main things you see in a LinkedIn profile?
All right, Carol, would you like to answer that? Or Afreen, would you like to answer that? Anyone can take the initiative.
Well, not just the profile picture though. We do see the CV, the experience, the education. So the major things we see is education being mandatory as a graduate. Some companies they want a graduate only and graduate, and then we want someone with experience. That's the second thing we look at when we are looking at the CV. So
Relevant experience.
that's
What implies is relevant experience.
yes.
Okay, so like during our college days, if we are heading any committee, so we can add the as a experience.
Totally.
Not really, because you would be working there. You'd be joining as a fresher. So a fresher is it. That's all you can write over there. But then you can write on your subtitles, the
Yes.
introduction,
I'll elaborate.
wherein
So
you
what you've
can
done,
show
if you've
your
had
skills, the skills
committee,
you have, your hobby. I'm so sorry to interrupt. Please go
no,
on.
okay, so if you've headed a committee, it goes on your LinkedIn profile. But if you actually put it up on your CV, chances are no one is going to read that. This is an honest answer coming from someone who is reading CVs daily. So if you mention on your CV ना कि मैंने committee head किया, मैंने ये किया, मैंने वो किया college में, so वो चीजें तो नहीं देखी जाएंगी, to be very honest. But you can put that up on your LinkedIn profile, because like I said, after visiting the CV, the person comes back to the profile. You can mention it in the LinkedIn profile, but refrain from doing so on the resume. Okay, the other things that a recruiter looks at in a resume is how well prepared it is, how much effort you have taken into making a neat and clean CV, how well you have highlighted the things that require to be highlighted. And then there are a lot of things who haven't really done what they've mentioned in the CV. So refrain from doing that. If you have headed a committee, only then you mention it. If you like reading, only then you mention it. And if you really like, and if you're really mentioning the fact that you have read, that you like reading, mention some books underneath that that you have read in the past few weeks, because it's a very cliched thing. And avoid grammar mistakes at building a CV. And your CV has to basically be a progressive CV. It has to introduce yourself, thereafter your achievements, thereafter the things that you're good at, thereafter the things that you want to do in your career, and being the fresher that you are, of course, So you can, what did I say? तुम्हारे LinkedIn profile का URL you can include in the resume so that the person can actually visit LinkedIn and then see what are the things that you've done in your college, like having headed a committee, having engaged with an NGO, having done this, having done that. So yeah, apart from that, we look at relevant skills in a CV. Say for example, if we are hiring for a marketing job and हमारे पास अगर CV में सामने हमने BTech देख लिया in the education column, we really wouldn't see any further in that CV. We'll move on to the next one. Okay, my
Also, you all
system
can
is
add your
frozen, everyone.
punctuality
So just give me a
and
moment.
all those skills which y'all can process is punctuality at work, responsible, etc., etc. The headers which y'all can put, which y'all really mean.
So basically, just to conclude, uh, mention the skills that support the job opportunity that you're looking at. Like, for example, if you want to get into an HR industry as a fresher, the skills that you'll mention is you're good at communicating with people, you're a multitasker. So these are the things that will help you. And for example, anything that you've achieved in your college, like a debate competition, if you've won, you can mention it under the achievement section of your resume. So when a recruiter is asking you about your CV, so instead of giving the cliched information that we give, hi, this is Mansi, as you know, I've completed my graduation from this university. The recruiter already knows that, so you'll be able to speak about the achievements that you had in college. Like for example, you can mention, okay, yes, I won a debate competition, so which will give the recruiter an idea. Okay, yes, this person is good at speaking, this person communicates well. So mention skills that supports the job opportunity that you look at. You're on
So
mute, sir. We
your
can't hear you.
Brendon, sir, your
Okay, any other questions, guys? We barely have 3 minutes left. So let's try to cover as many as possible. Are we good, guys, in that case?
I think we are good to go. Sid, over to you.
All right, so guys, I think I'll take your leave in that case. And it was a pleasure
Actually,
talking.
we have a Thanksgiving speech for you. It will be great if you can wait for 2 minutes.
Shall we?
So, sir, before concluding, I would like to thank you and your team on behalf of the entire DLLE team. The session was exceptionally enthusiastic and astonishing. It has modified our brought down spirits. Thank you so much, sir, for this engaging and valuable session to each one of us. Last but not the least, we would like to thank the whole SVKM management, our dear principal, Dr. Anju Kapoor ma'am, our teacher in charge, Geeta ma'am, Neha ma'am, our advisory, Miss Zainab, Miss Shruti, and Miss Maitri, our student managers, Miss Rohan, Miss Mansi, and Miss Mehek, and the members without whom our session would be incomplete. Thank you so much, everyone. Hope you have an awesome day ahead. Thank you. And also, announcement for the attendees. Make sure all the attendees fill the Google form for their attendance. Thank you, sir.
Thank you
so
so
much.
much for being here.
Really touching. Look forward to connect with you two people in the future. So next Sunday we are holding a seminar at Goregaon on how to begin a successful startup. We'll share the details with Dikshita, or I think I'm in touch with Mahek and Sohail. So if anyone is interested, any takeaways, be my guest. And wonderful talking to you guys. And my number is always available with Mahek and Sohail. If you guys directly get in touch with me, Carol, or Afreen about anything, feel free to do so, please.
Thank you. Thank you, madam.
Right. Thanks, guys. Bye. Take care.
Thank you,
We would
guys.
thank you so much. We would like all attendees to stay back, please. Uh, Guys, meeting link has been shared. Please click the Google form.